Greetings, and welcome to another video. Now, a while ago I did a video on some basic knuckle conditioning, and I decided that I'm going to start doing a video covering the entirety of conditioning, body conditioning, at least as far as I do it, and maybe a bit extra. And that's mostly because I take iron body conditioning fairly seriously. And to start off this series, I'm going to be covering shin conditioning, which because it's based, I'm pretty sure nowadays it's the most common one you see because of the popularity of Muay Thai, and checking kicks is with your shin is basically the standard defense for leg kicks at this point. So, to start this off, the basic exercise we for conditioning the shin that I'm going to show, I'm going to do second because do it secondly because of convenience for filming. But what we're starting with is this stick here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit our shins with it. Now, you don't want to hit it really hard because that's going to hurt. I don't feel I need to say that, but just in case. Now, you're gonna want to work progressively over all the parts of your shin, because you don't want one really strong part followed by a really weak point, because, well, the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So, now, for basic understanding, the point of bone conditioning is that to create microfractures in in the bone, so because when they heal back, it'll be stronger than it was before. Similar to how when you work out, you get micro tears in the muscles that grow back bigger and stronger. Same, and the principle applies here, only if your leg is harder, it'll be easier to block without injuring yourself. You'll be able to hit harder without injuring yourself, because if when you hit, you still hurt the thing that you're hitting with. And also, since it's harder, you'll be more confident in your ability to throw it without hurting yourself. Wonderboy Thompson specifically said that he's seen fighters who won't hit as hard as they can, even though they're at the top of level of their what they do, just because they're worried about hurting themselves. And you see people in the UFC who hurt themselves with their own attacks fairly often. Usually it's breaking their fists, but, well, Anderson Silva happened, so... Now, you want to work both parts of your shin with this. The blade here and the flat part here. And make sure to cover the entirety of your shin. Now the next part here, we're going to use the stick, and we're going to rake our shins. Now generally you use both hands, but this arm's injured and I can't really use it, so... Basically. Now this is more for deadening the nerves and than it is conditioning the bone, but I think it does some level of bone conditioning. Now keep in mind, this hurts, but it's better than ending up like Anderson Silva did. Notice I might mention Anderson Silva a lot in this video, but if you don't know what that means, I'd say look it up, but I once showed it to a person and they nearly puked, so you're at your own discretion here. Now, that is a more advanced method, but I will cut, but we're going to, right now we're going to cut to, me doing, the most basic shin conditioning exercise you can do. Well, kind of. So, let's cut to that. Sorry about the bad lighting. This was the best angle I could get, but now, this is the most basic shin conditioning you can do, and probably the one you're going to do most often, and maybe even the best one. But, okay, we got our bag here. It can be any particular weight. This one just happens to be 80 or 90 pounds. I don't know, I didn't weigh it. But generally I say has to be a heavy bag. I mean, I got a freestanding bag right there, but this is not the kind of stuff you can do with a freestanding bag. They're soft. This one, it's hard. And been through a lot of abuse. I mean, like there's blood stains on it. But what you're going to do is, you're going to take your shin, you're going to slam it into the bag. Basically, practice your, basically. Try to put your shin through it, like you would if you were trying to actually kick a person. Now, generally, I say find the hard spot of your bag, but mine kind of tends to shift from being on the on the stand on the ground, so I can practice my ground and pound. But so the stuff inside moves around a lot to the point where there really never is much of a hard spot, except for at the bottom here, because all the sand in the bag goes down because of gravity. So generally, it's softer up towards the top and harder as you go down. Generally, the middle is a good way to go. And of course, as mentioned earlier, work every part of your shin by making contact with it. The lower part of the shin, the mid part, upper part. With the upper part, you're basically hitting with your, about near hitting with your knee, but you're not. Now, once you find the spot you're going to be hitting with it, boom. Just keep doing that. That. You can go for time, maybe reps. Personally, I go based on how much pain I'm in. That sounds crazy, but honestly, it's what works for me. I mean, especially because it's kind of inconsistent based on the day as to what does and doesn't. It doesn't hurt. My pain tolerance is weird, but that's how you condition your shins with the bag. Now, for the last segment, I'm going to segment of this video. Still going to do it here because I don't actually do this stuff myself. But I'm going to talk about recovery for this. Now, I know less about recovery for shin conditioning than I do for hand conditioning, just because well, I'm gonna move. All right, change the camera angle now. As I said, my knowledge of recovery after shin conditioning is not as good as my knowledge of recovery after hand conditioning. But now, the most basic way to recover this is to just rest. Take rest days. Give your body the proper time to heal itself. But of course, that is boring, and it can take a while, and you don't want to have to rest every day. Well, not every day, but you know what I mean. So there are some ways to make it to make the process easier and faster. For instance, from what I've heard, putting a cloth that is soaked in hot water will work. Now, I'm told to have the water close to boiling, but I'm not sure about that. And of course, it probably helps with the pain, but not entirely sure about that. And of course, another thing that helps with shin conditioning would be to train the muscles around the shin. Exercises such as the tibialis raise would help with that, but it just makes it easier. So that's it for shin conditioning. Let me know if there's any type of conditioning you guys want to see me talk about in the comments below. But if not, I'm just going to do another one of my choice. So thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man signing off.